Hello everyone, welcome to yet another exciting session of Excel Made Easy, Microsoft Excel for Beginners. In this video, I'll be showing us beginners smart Excel tips to speed up workflow. Yes, in this world we live in, we are always in automation, how to make our work fast, how to make our work easy. So in this video, I'll be showing us 5 quick tips to speed up our workflow and make our work very fast and be more efficient. I remain Onuzurike Chukwuagozie, the one that keeps on bringing you value and touching lives. Remember, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, click on the link below to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you keep on getting loads of value on topics like this. Also share our links, like and comment. If there are more tips you think we should make a video on, kindly drop it in the comment section below and we will look at it together. And who knows, we can also make a video to help others. So today we'll be looking at 5 Excel tips to speed up your workflow. Smart Excel tips to speed up your workflow. How do you feel shortening that 5 steps into a single step? Okay, you work faster and efficiently. You work smarter. The first tip is the autofill feature or the flash fill feature. As you can see here, I have a list of emails. Okay, let me just make it bigger. So these are emails that I have listed out here. So James Okun at ymail.com and all that. So Microsoft Excel is very smart in such a way that, supposing I just want to type out the first name and the last names. Okay, so I have James, then I have Okun. Alright, and I press enter and I want to start typing the second one. Notice what happens. It immediately senses that, okay, I'm picking the first and the second name. Alright, and if you notice, it actually follows a pattern. The first name dot the last name. Okay, so it automatically takes note immediately. So once you hit enter, it fills it up for you. Actually, this happens when you are filling in the next column before the data you are working with. Okay, so supposing we just undo this and we want to start typing James Okun in the next column, that is in column C. So James Okun. So see what happens. All right, so it doesn't recognize it. So this feature is kind of limited. You don't just activate it in any column. It has to be immediately in the next column that is before the data you are working with. Is that all right? Okay, so let's just do that. So James, some people call it James. All right, so Okun. So I go back there and I type in what? Waju Shola, and I hit what? Enter. Okay, so all these names were randomly selected. They are in no way related to anyone. All right, so supposing we want to look at the autofill feature now. So I have one, okay, and I want to drag it down to a certain row. So I have one and I have it like that. So you can actually replicate values like this, but this actually does not make sense to us. So what if I have one and I want to quickly replicate it? I can just come to the bottom right corner of this cell and double click, it replicates, but yet it's still not making sense. So supposing I just want it to replicate, okay, and I want to fill series, okay, I want it to count 1 2 3 4 like that. So it can actually do that for me. Another thing we can do is to do what? Type in 1, type in 2, okay. Excel actually recognizes what? Patterns. Then you can do what? Drag it down. All right, and it does what? Fills the series. Okay, supposing I now go ahead to have what? 2, 4. Okay, so the next one you think it would be what? 6. So let's see how Microsoft Excel works with us. Okay, so it recognizes what? Patterns. Okay, so also you can do it what? Letters. So you have A, okay, B. All right, so now select the 2 cells and drag it down. You notice that it does A, B, and all that. So that is a wonderful tip that you can work with. Always look at the bigger picture, okay, because here we are working with a restricted set of data. All right, so you now find it very, very useful when you're working with a bigger data. All right, so we'll go to the next tip. The next tip, adjusting column width. Okay, so this is data that we'll have, and we'll notice that a whole lot of things are hidden or hashed out, while some are not well shown. Okay, so in this case, I can easily maybe manually drag this, okay. But supposing I'm working with hundreds of rows and tens of columns, okay, it will actually take a whole lot of work time to do all this manually. All right, so let's go back to default where we came from, and I'll show you a single click that will automatically fix everything up. So I go to this top left corner of my worksheet. You see this place, and you select it. You click it and select it, and you do what? Double click. Okay, it opens it up automatically, just like a miracle. Excel miracle. So remember, instead of carrying out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 steps or more, you have just done that in 2 steps. Select the whole cell, double click. Okay, so going back to default, another way to do that one at a time is to go to the top of the column between the 2 columns and do what? Double click. Okay, so you keep on double clicking, although it's still more manual. We are working towards automation. Okay, if you look at the whole world now, most of everything is almost automated. So that is how to adjust column width to fit or to suit your needs. All right, so we go to a next tip where we'll be learning how to work with control with the arrow keys, as well as the home keys and the end keys. Okay, so this is a data that I have here, and we have is actually a worksheet about order, table, and payments made and all that. If you notice, this data is about 10,000 records. Now this is a typical real life example. 10,000 records. You keep on going, you keep on going, you keep on going. Okay, can you see this is 7,944. Okay, it's up to 10,000. All right, you want to see it? Okay, this is 9,995. Just more rows to make it 5 more rows to make it 10,000. So this is a typical real life example. So supposing we want to quickly from this first cell jump to the last cell, or to select the whole cell, do you now start dragging like this and coming down? Okay, now that would be a hell lot of work to do. Okay, so how do you do that as a pro? How do you do that as a master? All right, so we quickly hold down your control key. If you are holding down your control key and you are pressing the left arrow keys and you are pressing the right arrow key, look at what happened. Press the right arrow key, okay, it jumps. Is that making sense? Okay, so supposing I want to go to a particular set of data, I can easily hold down the control key and I jump to the next column, and you notice that you can move like that. Okay, now supposing I hold down control key and I hit the down arrow key, look at what happens. It goes to the last row of that particular column that you're working on. Okay, so if I still hit up, it comes to the first row of that particular column that I'm working on. All right, so if you hold down control key and hit end, what happens? Okay, it goes to the last column of that particular worksheet, the last row and the last column of that particular worksheet. That is control plus what? End. And if I hold down control and I press what? Home button, it goes to the first column of the first row of that particular worksheet. Now, what about selecting data? If I hold down control plus shift plus the right arrow key, look at what happens. It selects it automatically for me. Okay, so without using mouse. Okay, without using mouse. Now, if I hold down control and the shift key and the down arrow key, okay, so 3 buttons here, the control key, the shift key, and the down arrow keys. See what happens. It selects the entire worksheet for me. Is that not awesome? Okay, don't worry. I'm going to also attach this particular Excel workbook so that you can work with it. okay, and practice on your own. So that is how to navigate across your worksheet and easily find the data you're working with. Beginner smart Excel tips to speed up workflow. How do you see that? Is that not amazing? Okay, so if you have missed any of our videos before now, you can easily go to our YouTube channel. Onuzurike Chukwuagozie is the name of my YouTube channel. Okay, you can subscribe to always get updates. I drop videos once in a while, all right, on things about Facebook, on things about marketing, on things about making money online. Okay, all these things are free. Keep on adding value, keep on touching your life positively. All right, the next tip is what? Our filter feature. So we have a set of data here. We'll have the order date, the region, the rep, and all that. So how do we filter? Suppose we want to apply filter to this set of cells. You can just select any cell in this particular worksheet and you come to this place and select what? Filter. Okay, so you click on what? Filter. So notice what happens. You notice that there is now what? Drop down arrow at the top of each of the what? Headers. Okay, so the title now have drop down arrows. Okay, so this dark color, can I change it? Okay, let me see. Yeah, this is looking more bright. Okay, so supposing I just want to filter the rep that has the name Morgan, so I can just click here and just deselect all, then click on what? Morgan, and hit what? Okay. So it just selects all the rep that has the name Morgan, and it does that for me. So even while I've selected the names that has Morgan, I can still filter and either in ascending order or descending order for units or unit cost or total. Okay, so I can just filter either in ascending order from unit cost for units. Okay, so let's say from smallest to highest. So you see Morgan, and the item binder has the smallest unit as well as the smallest unit cost and the smallest total. So you can carry out a lot of filter. Okay, so you can carry out text filters, maybe equals, does not, equal, begins with, or something like that. So if you want to carry out text filter for the rows that begin with letter C for this particular region, so you can just say begins with. Okay, so you can just type in what? C. All right, so you can have combinations, but let us just what? Hit OK. So all these guys begins with what? Letter C. Is that not awesome? So that is smart Excel tips for beginners, okay, to actually hasten your workflow. Smart Excel tips for beginners to hasten your workflow. Okay, so the next tip that we'll be looking at is quick analysis tool. So we still have this data here. If you notice that, as you can see, you notice that the cells are not well shown. So using the first tip that we've actually learned before now, we will actually fit in the contents in the column so that it shows. So you just double click on any of the cells and it fits in like that. Did you just see what I did? Let me just undo. I selected all. So coming to the midpoint of this, please take note of where my cursor is, not in any of the rows but at the top column. Is that okay? So I just double click. Is that right? And it fits. Okay, so the quick analysis tool actually help you to analyze your data very fast. Okay, so selecting the whole cell, you notice that a particular option comes up. I can actually activate it with Ctrl Q. All right, how about that? So you click on it and it now comes to show you formatting. All right, so in order for us to get the best out of this, let me just select those with values. All right, so you click on this. So for formatting, you notice that what you can format for data bars. So this formatting, you notice that the cells that has highest number of the the total is much, you notice that it is shown by data bars. That is, the highest is now shown by the longer bars and the lowest by shorter bars. Is that making sense? So you can filter by color. Okay, so the red color showing kind of danger that, okay, these guys are tricks, there's no much money making, and the ones showing white is that, okay, everything is all right. While under the column total, you have the ones showing green are the ones that are making the highest profit, or the unit that have the highest value. So you can also work with icon sets. The one going up, the one going down, you can actually quick analysis tool. Okay, just present your data. If you are going for a presentation, this can be a very fast way to quickly present your data and you are good to go. How about walking confident to that presentation? Okay, how about walking confident into that meeting room with a smile, and everybody will be like, wow, yes, we are teaching you how to work smartly. This is the age of automation, just like I said. Okay, so you can still toggle between the different options. You have charts, you can quickly create charts and all that. You can go to totals, you can click on sum. It actually sums up all the values for you. Okay, you can click on average, it does the average for you. Count, it counts, and all that. Is that not awesome? So you can still do sum by vertically or sum horizontally. Okay, so that is that about Excel made easy. So in our next video, I'll be showing us more tips and more smart way to speed up your workflow. Okay, my name remains Onuzurike Chukwuagozie. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. Like, share, and comment. If there's anything you want us to make a video on, let us know in the comment section below. See you on the next one. Bosai.